running through my veins. Oh, this line can't be tamed. There's fire in my blood. Burn.
Right then, hello everyone and welcome back to the Assetto Corsa Offline Championship as we are here at the home of British motor racing for Formula 2. We are here for round number 6 of the Formula 1 Feeder Series Championship at the Silverstone circuit. We're underway with qualifying. Got 20 minutes of qualifying just ahead of us, and in the commentary booth today is me, your commentator as always, Miran FG, and joining me in the commentary booth again is Pausa. Hello.
Hello, Miranda, and hello everyone to everyone at home. And today it's the day for the Formula 2, the feeder series for Formula 1. As yesterday we saw lots of actions being unpacked for the Porsche Super Cup. Now it's time for the open wheel feeder series for F1. It's going to be an exciting one, I'm pretty sure.
Yes, indeed. You were here with us yesterday while we were doing the Porsche Super Cup race here at Silverstone as well. If you did miss that race, it is available on our YouTube channel. Very exciting race. I do recommend you do watch that one. And yeah, that race had no shortage of action, obviously, around the Silverstone circuit. And I expect this one to be very, very exciting, as we will witness Matija Dragovic make his way around the circuit for his flying lap. And as he goes through this flying lap, let's go through the track. So the Silverstone circuit, nicknamed the home of British motor racing, located near the Northamptonshire villages of Towcester, Silverstone and Whittlebury. This circuit was first opened in 1948, making it one of the, if not the oldest, the oldest racetrack on the Formula 2 calendar. This track has hosted a slew of different racing series over its very rich history, and there's been no shortage of Formula 2 races ever since its inception back in the early days. This circuit obviously seen many different variations over the years, but this layout we're racing at, the Grand Prix layout, that has been here ever since 2011. Track length of 5.891 kilometers long, total of 18 turns. As there's Matija Dragovic through Magnussen Beckett's getting held up there. 18 turns, and I think, speaking of Magnussen Beckett, I think it would be a good time to mention the corners. And obviously all these corners, they are named and they all have massive amounts of history behind them. As we head through Stowe here, for example, and then into the Vale Chicane. A lot of overtaking opportunities on this track. It's a very historic and legendary track, and all the corners bear a lot of history to them. It's been a crazy amount of different race winners over here in the years that this circuit has been raced on, and it is a very fantastic and historic circuit, as Matija Dragovic makes his way across the line. And 146.631 is the banker lap then from the Serbian. But championship leader Daniel Waller sets a 146 flat. Obviously, Dragovic was held up on that lap. But before we get stuck in with the times as well, previous pole sitters would be nice to mention. Last season, obviously, it was the ART of Jean-Francois Bilot. The Frenchman secured his second ever pole position in his Formula 2 career here. And in 2017, it was none other than the man who went on to become champion that season, Tomas Mandic, who also went on to win the race. But yeah, how the times are now coming in on the board, as we can see.
Yeah, definitely. And we see a lot. Now we're gonna see a lot of shuffles here, as we see now Adam Hidayat, who was hoping to get a good race for him today, now qualifies in P1 and is getting provisional pole. As you see there, Niku Wauji lines wounds up in 9th there. Emil Nielsen lines finishes lap and takes second place, 1:45.883. Well, some of these drivers' names are a bit hard to pronounce, so I'm really sorry about that. I'm really not in the F2 territory that much, so yeah, that might have to compromise for that.
No problem. You'll get used to them over time. Emil Nilsson then getting into second place. Obviously, he's looking to make amends for his very disappointing race at Austria. He's looking to throw himself back into the championship fight and retake the lead of the championship from Daniel Walle. And looking at the championship, it is insanely close, down to the top 8 at the moment. Anyone down to Rickard Sunnevik at the moment can take the championship lead, or Sunnevik ties Walle on championship, but anyone from Håkon Olsen in P7 in the championship currently can take the lead of the championship, which is absolutely fantastic at the moment to have such a close championship battle. But the 3 or 4 main people to watch are going to be Daniel Walle, Emil Nilsson, Matthias Poco, who obviously won in Austria, and then Emilia Konishina in 4th place in the championship at the moment. But that's all 20 times on the board then, and it is none other than the man who was on pole for the first ever Formula 2 race, Adam Hidayat, is currently on provisional pole with a 1:45.856, followed by Emil Nilsson, the Estonian, in P2, and then the Arden of Will Parrish in P3, as there's Nikhil Walji across the line. In the Prema, he goes P8 for the time being, just behind Daniel Walle, championship leader, in P7. But yeah, the top 4 in the championship then. Obviously, you got Walle and Nilsson, the top 2 in the points, but they got Emilia Konishina there. She is currently outside the points in P16. She's currently qualified provisionally. Obviously, there's still massive room for improvement. Still 12 minutes to go in the session. And then there's Matthias Poco, who is currently P13. But we'll see though, Pausa. Do you think that the top 3 will stay as it is, or do you think that we will see it shake up quite dramatically?
I think we saw from the Porsche Super Cup yesterday that well, the orders can shake up quite dramatically. But this also, I mean, F2, I think it's also a spec series, but sort of. Yeah, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, for sure. And there's also, I mean, there's varying levels of experience here in the field. Obviously, you've got people like, let's say Aditya Bargos, who's just making his debut in Formula 2 from his IndyCar campaign last season. And they got the seasoned veterans like Matija Dragovic and Jean-François Bilot, who have done all 3 seasons of Formula 2. And then even Ida Weiss, who's had Formula 1 experience. Obviously, Formula 1 podium sit here was with Red Bull Racing when he had his when he was filling in for one of the drivers who were race banned, obviously, if you do remember back to the 2018 Belgian Grand Prix. But yeah, while it is a spec series, there is still varying levels of experience and talent, obviously. While that does apply to every series, most of these, I feel like Formula 2 is a prime example of this, as Emilia Konishina goes up into 11th place. Improvement for the Polish driver. She can't quite get into the top 10 though. Meanwhile, here is the American Will Parrish, currently in P3 at the moment. Very, very well done from Parrish. Obviously, he's already scored a podium this season. He scored one at France, it was. And he's looking to keep that same momentum he had from Paul Ricard on to Silverstone as he makes his way around the lap. I believe is being held up by the Campos of, I think that is Alex Broster, one of the home heroes, obviously. Yeah, that is the Campos number 15, Alex Broster, that is, as Parrish goes into the pits. But yeah, home race for 2 people then. Daniel Fraser for UNI Virtuosi, and then Alex Broster is currently in last place for Campos. We're going to see Broster as he makes his way across the line. Can the Red Bull Junior improve with this lap? And he can't. He will stay last for now.
Yeah, the only man in the 147s right now still can't find the pace to get out of 147. And now we've seen Daniel Wale down into the Brooklyns, now into left field, and definitely see that as you see there, the Porsche Super Cup and the F2, yeah, they're obviously quite drastically different because one is open wheel, one is closed wheel, and the speed is also a lot different between the two. So you see now Wale is actually just drafting behind. I think it's one of the MP Motorsports car. And
yeah,
he had a look on the inside of Mackett, but I don't think that would help his lap time at all. That would ruin his lap time, definitely. As we see now, he comes into the second sector. His time going to be 6/10 off from the pole time. That is going to hurt his lap time. As you see there, Daniel Fraser goes up to 12th place, 146.3210. He hits the curves a little bit too much there, Vale. But now, and then he goes straight into the pits. Never.
No, it doesn't.
He doesn't. He's still going for a lap, and these guys are just battling now into the Vale chicane and now to the clock corner. And meanwhile, all that was going on. Rodrigo Jimenez goes up pole position, 145.695, and I think Wale just passed the finish line, and I don't think he's improving lap time at all.
No, he's not going to improve on that at all. He was stuck behind the MP Motorsport of, I think that's really Sunnevik, that would be. And there behind is the Campos of Rosetta Martinez, I believe it is. So they're all stuck in this little train. But yeah, as you said, while we were focusing on this, Wallace's teammate Jimenez just managed to snap up the pole position provisionally from Adam Hidayat, who's now being demoted down to P2 with 8 minutes to go. I say the logical decision here for Daniel Wale would be to dive into the pits and then come out once again. I don't think the championship leader at the moment is too fond of being held up behind the MP Motorsport car at the moment. But I don't think any of these 3 drivers do want to see their positions in qualifying to each other. We will see though, as Wallace going to have a little bit of a look into Maggotts and Beckett's. And yeah, it's very, very close calls here all around, as Martinez has a bit of a look on Wale as well, as there's an improvement from Nikhil Walji, as there he goes up into second place. Nice stuff from the Canadian as he goes up into second place. But here's Wale, who's going to try it on Sundevik into Stowe on the inside line there, and should be able to get him quite easily. And he does so. Sundevik though comes into pit lane, so
Yes.
yeah, not a lot more running for him, but Martinez opts to stay out. Emil Nilsson also said an improvement, but he stayed P4. Wale, though, finally is going to be able to get a clean lap if he does obviously finish up this lap. But yeah, currently as the situation at the top is currently looking, it's Rodrigo Jimenez for Sauber Junior team by Charus is currently fastest, followed by Nikhil Waldius taking that P2 spot, and Adam Hidayat, who was on pole a few minutes ago, now down to P3, but he's going to finish up this lap. Let's see if Hidayat can set an improvement, and he does. He goes back up into second place, about 400ths of a second off, but he's down to P3 again, as Matija Dragovic, the Serbian, has finally got it, as he's gone fastest out of anyone else. That's a 145.542 from the seasoned veteran in the dams. Matija Dragovic goes fastest. That's fantastic to see from the Serbian.
Definitely, Dan Dragovic. That is a big lap. 145.542. The fastest lap so far, as we see, Rowan Schutanis goes up to P5 momentarily there. And will we see him setting another great lap times, maybe to surpass Matija Dragovic? So so to speak. We'll have to wait and see now. Just rounds the left field corner. We see, as we see the 11th place there. I think it was Emil Konichka. I'm really sorry for the pronunciation. Goes up to 11th.
Yeah, it was Emilia Konishina staying in 11th place. But Drogovic on provisional pole, that is a very big surprise. I don't think a lot of people were expecting as there goes Rosetta Martinez up into P14. Seems to struggle a bit at the moment. But Rowan Shatanos is on quite the improvement here. If he does obviously finish this lap, that is. As he rounds Stowe. And he only has 3 corners to go. Never mind, as he's into the pits, so he's aborted that lap. Eduardo Silva, though, the man in P19 at the moment for Trident, is gonna continue this lap. His teammate Hidayat currently in 3rd place, who he's been outscoring this season quite comfortably. Silva, though, is gonna go across the line, but he does not improve with that lap. Will Parrish, though, goes up into P2. Goes about 200 of a second faster than Rodrigo Jimenez to clinch that 2nd place for now. So that is quite interesting as well. BWT Arden looking quite good in qualifying. P2 and P6 they are at the moment. And then there's the Sauber junior team cars, P3 and P10 they are. Daniel Wala obviously looking to score more points. Every little point is gonna matter for the man from China, as he's going to have to hope to qualify within the top 10.
Yep, and also with Valet still looking, trying to improve his lap time, but he has the traffics in front of him, so that might cause a little bit of dirty air coming in out of a club corner. Well, let's see how could he improve his lap time. What is it going to be? 146.321. That's not going to be enough. That's not going to put him up even further. He's still going to stay 10th. So we see now Adam Hidayat still trying to... Nope, and he's went into the pit straight away. He's aborted a lap. Alex Broster trying down into the Vale chicane with one of the damn cars behind him. Now Alex Proster just rounds the final corner. What's his time going to be? And he goes up P7! 145.93839. What a lap. It goes up into the top 10 for Alex Proster.
Yeah, it's fantastic stuff from Alex Broster at the moment. The man who's really been struggling in the first part of in this first half of the season. He's only scored 9 points compared to his teammate who scored 32. So Broster really struggling this season, it looks like. As he's currently P19 in the championship, points are going to be a very big helping hand for him, as we're going to see Håkon Olsen across the line. The Norwegian does not improve, as he will stay P9 for the time being. But yeah, good improvement from Alex Broster to get himself up into P7. He is ahead of this man at the moment, Emil Nilsson. The Estonian just rounds club corner, and he is going to go across the line. Let's see if he can set an improvement. No, he cannot.
Yep, a little bit slower there coming off the club corner, and here comes Welts. Comes and only just going to take P10 there. As we see.
Yeah.
Wally, I think he just went into the pits, doesn't he?
Yeah, Walla, I think he came into the pit lane. Weitz, though, could not improve on that lap time. As Rodrigo Jimenez there he is going around the circuit. Nikhil Walji currently in P5, looking quite good at the moment. As there goes the MP Motorsport car of Rile Sundvik up into P8. Fantastic lap time from the Swedish-Korean driver, and that puts Rickard Sundvik up into 8th place and into the points. Fantastic stuff from him, especially for MP Motorsport, who really are struggling at the moment. Especially with one of their drivers, Aditya Bagos, who is the only full-time driver to not have scored points yet. But Sundvik having a much better season than last season, obviously. He scored a podium last time at Austria. He's looking to carry that momentum that he had at the Rebel Ring onto Silverstone as well, I presume. Emil Nilsson not looking to carry the momentum that he had in Austria. Obviously, he wants to forget the last race and carry on as new here at Britain, obviously, as he will round the Vale chicane. There's about 15 seconds to go, so the question is if Nilsson's gonna get another lap time in. But Matija Dragovic, Will Parrish and Adam Hidayat are in the pit lane, surprisingly enough, so they will not be able to defend their positions. And same goes for Ida Weitz, who's just come into the pit lane, and Daniel Wale as well. Crucially, Daniel Wale is going to start outside of the points, as he sees no improvement at all. Meanwhile, here's the other Carling car of Cuban Grissom. The American's just going to make his way across the line, and he goes P8 with that lap. Very decent improvement from Cuban Grissom. As next across the line then will be Rickard Sundevik in the MP Motorsport. And across the line he goes. No improvement for Sundevik at the moment. Next across is his former teammate Alex Broster, who rounds the Vale chicane. And now on to the final corner. Can Broster improve from his P7? May I wonder. In his home race, obviously, he cannot. Rodrigo Jimenez, though, he's actually up on the pole time here. If he does finish this lap, he could challenge Matija Dragovic for the pole position here at Silverstone. And he will round Vale now. And then, as he comes out of Vale, through into Club goes Rodrigo Jimenez. Will it be the pole for Matija Dragovic, or can Rodrigo Jimenez clinch it as he will go across the line? And it's the pole for Jimenez! Fantastic lap time from the Brazilian. He goes whole 4/10 faster than Matija Dragovic. As here in Silverstone, it is Rodrigo Jimenez who currently sits on provisional pole, unless anyone else can do anything about it. Jean-Francois Bidot, the man who took pole here last year, currently P18. Let's see if he can manage an improvement. He cannot. Unfortunately for him, Emilia Konishina is next across. She cannot do anything. And Emil Nilsson is going to be the final car across the line, I believe. Unless Daniel Fraser is going to get this lap, and I think he might be the final car to cross the line.
No.
And he does not improve, so that means that Rodrigo Jimenez, in the final stages of qualifying, is on pole for the British Grand Prix.
Definitely steals that one from Matija Dragovic for Rodrigo Jimenez. So he takes pole position here at Silverstone.
Yeah, fantastic stuff from Rodrigo Jimenez. Really came into his own there in that flying lap. 4/10 up on the Dragovic time. It's absolutely fantastic. But let's go through the starting grid then before lights out here at the British Grand Prix. It's Rodrigo Jimenez who starts on pole position. The Brazilian secures a first ever pole in Formula 2 and in flying colors as well. And it's Matija Dragovic, the very experienced Serbian driver, starts P2 for Dams. And on the second row is Will Parrish, accompanied by Adam Hidayat, who secures his highest starting position this season in P4. Nikhil Walji is P5, followed by Rowan Shotanos in P6. And then it's home hero Alex Broster in P7, followed by the American Cuban Grissom in P8. Rickard Sundevik is P9, followed by the man who's P2 in the championship standings, but it's P10 on track, Emil Nilsson.
When Usen will lines up in P11 and then lines up alongside the fellow Swedish driver Ade Witz. I don't know if that's correct pronunciation, but Daniel Wale will lines up in 13th place alongside the Polish driver Emilia Konishka. And then in row 8 we have Daniel Fraser and Rosetta Martinez lines up in row 8. Row 9 is Adia Bacchus and Jean-François Pilot lines up in 18th place. And then rounding up the top 20 is both the Brazilians of Matias Porco and Eduardo Silva.
Yeah, it's a shame to see Matias Porco that far down low. We'll see what he can do today. Maybe if he does get lucky, he'll secure a point. But let's go down to the grid. And it's Rodrigo Jimenez on pole. Matija Dragovic in P2 as the lights are coming on for the British Grand Prix. We got 6 lights. And we're underway at Silverstone. Very good start for Rodrigo Jimenez then. But the question is if Dragovic might be compromised into the first corner as there's a crash and it's hit out and he's off. I can't believe it. The man who qualified so well at Silverstone, he's gone off into the first corner and he's out. Ron Shatanos as there's a red flag. Luckily for Hidayat, I think there was I think a lot of cars went off there into the first corner. I only caught Hidayat, but
yeah.
I think a few more cars went off there for the red flag to be called. Luckily enough for Adam Hidayat, he'll be restored to his original grid position. Oh, goodness me.
Goodness me, that was intense first goal there. We don't want to see British Grand Prix 2022 all over again, but please, for the... Man,
we're back for the we're back for the second running, so let's try this one more time, shall we? As the lights are coming on once again. Jimenez on pole. Can Dragovic get a good start from P2? As we're on the way for the second time here for the British Grand Prix. Very good start for Matej Dragovic. That is, Will Parrish gets an equally good start, but it's going to get boxed into the first corner as Dragovic already side by side. As there's someone off, I think that was in the Vite into the first corner who's gone off in quite a big fashion, unfortunately, for the Swede. As Dragovic already side by side with Will Parrish. Parrish though having to defend from Nikhil Waldi, who's had a fantastic start. And he's going to try to dive down the inside of the American, and he might get it as Kuben Grissom is out. Sundevik is out as well into the first corner. The two must have made contact. Shame for both of them. As there's Parrish side by side then with Nikhil Waldi, that is, as we're going to see Parrish on the inside into Brook. Let's get the outside line into Luffield though, as Waldi is going to hold the inside line. He should get this done quite easily. Parrish though being forced a bit wide there on an exit, and it's going to allow Nikhil Waldi to slip up into the podium places. Rodrigo Jimenez leads from Dragovic, Waldi, Parrish, and then here's Adam Hidayat trying the move, or defending should I say, from Rowan Shatanos as they head through Cops wheel to wheel to Trident versus the Arden, as I believe they're going to be side by side through Magnus and Beckett's. No, Hidayat actually does get it on Will Parrish, that was. So the two BWT Arden is unable to defend from the Indonesian Adam Hidayat in the Trident, but Jimenez pulling away with the lead and with about 5/10 of a gap to Matej Dragovic in second place. But already on the first lap, we've had two people out. Kuben Grissom and Richard Sundevik are out, and Emil Nilsson seems to have been tangled up in all that as well, crucially for the Estonian, as he is 5.3 seconds behind the other guys at the moment. So Nilsson, who looks to be able to score points here at Silverstone, his chances might have been completely foiled here. But this is great news for Daniel Walle, who's now picked up to P9 from the start.
Yeah, definitely big drama there on the first lap of the race. Walle probably has a little cushion on his championship standings right now. He's probably 4 points up from Emil Nilsson in the standings, but he has to watch out for the other guys as well, such as like Emilia Konieczka or Roman Shutanis. Also, he has to watch out those guys as well. But they're all pretty much out of the points as well, as you've seen Rosetta Martinez in P12. Eduardo Silva gets, I think he's probably going to get the free position there because of those crash, up to P17. But Nilsson, yeah, really bad news.
Yeah, it's an absolute shame for Emil Nilsson. Obviously, he's hoping to contend with Daniel Walle at the moment, but everything has really played into the Sauber driver's hands here, Daniel Walle, as Will Parrish, oh dear, getting a bit off shape there through Maggots as he's trying to chase down Adam Hidayat for fourth place at the moment. He's pulling away from his teammate Rowan Shatanos in P6 at the moment, and then there's Alex Boster in P7, followed by Ida Weitz in P8. There's Daniel Walle, who is chasing down the Swede at the moment as they head through Stowe. Walle is going to want to pounce as soon as possible on the Carlin driver, the lone Carlin driver in this race, obviously. But yeah, as we see all the cars heading through Vale, I think that was Daniel Fraser, went a bit wide, but as we approach lap 3 out of 19, Rodrigo Jimenez has now set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix at 146.599. As we see everyone make their way around Abbey once again. Wallace still putting the pressure on Ida Weitz. You can see just how close he is. He's having a look on the inside, actually, into the loop on Vice. He's actually been able to line up alongside him, and I think he might get this down, but they'll be side by side down the Wellington Straight. They will go into Brooklands now as they head into the braking zone, while a bit early on the brakes there, but he's got much better traction out of Brooklands, but Vice is still going to keep the inside line as they head into Luffield. As the two are just about wheel to wheel, Walla though being forced out, and it is going to be Vice who remains ahead. As there goes Håkon Olsen. He might try it on Daniel Walla into Cops. Will he be able to succeed with this move as he has a look on the inside? Not close enough though on the Chinese driver just yet. Walla though, he's trying to find the opportunity to try and get past the Vice. They're side by side through Magnus and Beckett. Oh, Vice loses it, and the championship leaders into the wall. I cannot believe it. It divides Daniel Walla, and I think Walla is out. Vice and Walla coming together, and Maggots, and both of them are out of the British Grand Prix. Rosetta Martinez and Emilia Konishina into the points. This could blow the championship wide open for everyone here, as this brings Emilia Konishina into the points, as she's already dueling with Rosetta Martinez for 9th position as they head into Vale. I can't believe it. On lap 419, we've had absolute drama here at Silverstone.
Oh man, there's a lot of dramas on this track. There's going to be even more contact than the Suprema of Matthias Porco hitting the side of Daniel Fraser. It's going to be 3 wide into Abbey. This is not going to go well, but here he goes, and they just barely keeps it clean, and nobody's having made in contact. You see that behind there's Eduardo Silva battling alongside Jean-Francois Below. Below still trying to hang on the inside, lose a bit of traction coming out of the loop, and now into Entree, and Bruce Eduardo Silva is trying to hang on there, as you see there, as Emil Nielsen trying to make a move on Below trying to go on the outside on Brooklands, now turns on the inside on Lafille. I think probably Jean-Francois Below probably gonna get a position there, because Wilson has to go off the track a bit. But man, Wale just messed that up on the Maggots corner. I knew that it was coming from far away, because you can't go 2 cars in Maggots, but that would be too risky, and the risk just wasn't pay off for Wale, and that's costing him the championship as well.
Yeah, at the moment though he would be safe, as Emil Nilsson is currently outside the points, so he is making gains here as he's caught up to Below and Silva already. But yeah, this could be, if any of the championship contenders do get in the points, this could be a fatal mistake in the championship for Daniel Walla. As you said, he might have gone a bit too opportunistic there on the divides, as here's Jean-Francois Below trying the opportunistic move on Silva here, as the Frenchman taking the alternate line through Vale, and he's got the move done. Nilsson slips past on Silva as well. I failed to see that, but he's gone past the Brazilian as well. But lap 5 out of 19, Matija Dragovic has set the fastest lap of the race, but that was absolutely massive. We'll have to judge it later on, obviously, to see who was at fault for the incident. Obviously that will be taken care of by the stewarding team after the race. Parrish though, he's still chasing down Adam Hidayat in the midst of all this mess. Still the battle for P2 rages on, as Parrish has not made any gains on the Indonesian just yet, but this is some good news for Adam Hidayat. Obviously he was hoping for the podium. Today he's kind of falling back on Nikhil Walji as we speak, but yeah, we will see what happens, as Parrish very, very close to Magnus and Beckers. Don't want to make the same mistake that Walla made, obviously, but he is going to follow the... Ooh, yeah, going a bit wider. He had to correct his line, and that's lost him time quite a bit as they make their way out of Chapel. Parrish is going to be a bit further away from Hidayat as they head into Stowe, but I believe if Parrish continues to put on the pressure to Adam Hidayat, he will be able to get past him in short time. Daniel Fraser, in the meanwhile, the man in his home race, currently outside the points, but he's looking to get into the points as he's putting the pressure on Rosetta Martinez, the 3-time race winner, obviously, versus the first ever race winner. It's going to be very, very interesting to see who comes out victorious in this battle, as Fraser is chasing down Martinez to score some points in his home race. And there just behind is Matthias Poco, who's actually kind of benefit from this, considering that he qualified P18. He's now up into P12, so very nice stuff from Matthias Poco.
Yeah, because of the dramas that it happens in front of him, and he absolutely avoids it all, but he has a little bit of moment when he come off the club corner and hit the side of Daniel Fraser, so that might leave some marks on Fraser's car. But I would hope that it wouldn't be such vital damage to his car. So, and Back is actually just right behind Matthias Poco as well, so he might have a shot on trying to outpass Matthias Poco there from Attila Backus. As we see now, Daniel Fraser is now getting real close on behind of Rosetta Martinez. Only 3/10 of a second now. Right behind, and please don't try to make overtakes on Mackets. We already
but look how close he is, though.
Yeah, he's right into Chapel now, and into the hangar straight. Gets the DRS, but Rosetta Martinez also get DRS as well. And now into the hangar straight. Now it still brakes hard there. You see that the body's kind of shaking a bit when he brakes that car. And now into the Vale chicane and into the club corner. Seems pretty fine. Last lap I saw him just doing a little bit of sliding coming off of the club corner. Now he seems he's fine, but he's gonna try to catch up even more.
Yeah, Fraser, I saw he lost time out of the exit of the Vale chicane. But I think eventually he will be able to close up on Martinez and have a shot for P10 eventually. Question is though if Matthias Poco and Aditya Bagos behind could close in for this battle for points. Obviously Aditya Bagos, who has not scored any points yet this season. He's the only man in Formula 2 that has not scored points if you discount Fernando Tost, who's only done one race after he stepped up to Formula 1 obviously. But yeah, not the debut season Aditya Bagos was hoping for in Formula 2, I presume. Either way, as we're going to watch Fraser and Martinez through cups, we're going to switch over to the battle for the lead between Rodrigo Jimenez and Matija Dragovic. It's the rookie versus the veteran of Formula 2. This is an interesting battle, wouldn't you say?
Definitely. So one of the opponent's veterans, I would presumably, I think it's Dragovic, right?
Yeah, Dragovic. Yeah.
And Jimenez still trying to hold on there, only 4/10 of a gap as we now switch back to Daniel Fraser trying to look for a move on the stove corner on Rosetta Martinez. Goes down the inside, don't make contact, it's just side by side. Oh, a little bit lost time there for Rosetta Martinez. They're alongside each other now into the Vale chicane. That is really close there, but it's a fair fight. Daniel Fraser takes position and now he's up into the points.
Yeah, nice stuff from Daniel Fraser. Rosetta Martinez with a little bit of a mistake going over the curb there. That's not what he wanted to do, as Adam Hedayat has now caught up to Nikhil Walji. So, yeah, it could be a three-way battle for P3 here for the last step at the podium between Nikhil Walji, Adam Hedayat, and Will Parrish, which would be very, very interesting. But to comment on the Fraser-Martinez battle, discounting that Martinez made a mistake, it was really fair and respectful racing between the two, obviously. And both are very seasoned veterans in Formula 2. Both are obviously race winners as well. So there's very fair fighting between the two. Rodrigo Jimenez and Matija Dragovic, though, one is veteran, one is rookie. Neither are race winners. Both of them are chasing down their first win, and it's very surprising to say Matija Dragovic is not only chasing down his first win, but he's chasing down his first win for Dams as well. Dams have not won a race in Formula 2 yet, as they head down into the hangar straight. Look how close Dragovic is now to the back of Rodrigo Jimenez, as he might have a look on the inside into Stowe. Is he gonna try it on Jimenez? No, he doesn't just yet. He stays back. He waits patiently for his opportunity to try and make the move as they head through the Vale chicane. And Dragovic losing a bit of time on exit there as Hidayat is chasing down Nikhil Walji. And there behind is Will Parrish as well. As these three very, very closely packed together. As we'll see eventually who comes out on top. As we once again witness Rodrigo Jimenez, who's making his way around the loop. He's gonna have to watch out for Dragovic behind. Obviously, Mattia has not been in race winning contention for a very, very long time. I believe the last time he led a race was, oh my goodness, it must have been a very long time ago. But the only time I can remember where he led a race was the first ever F2 race at Bahrain in 2017. He led it briefly, I remember. But he's been on the podium a few times in his career. Very lengthy Formula 2 career, obviously. He's been with Dams for 3 seasons. But Rodrigo Jimenez, obviously the young IndyCar rookie, he won a race in IndyCar and he's not looking to win it in Formula 2 as well. But as they head into Maggots and Beckett, look how close they are.
Oh, yeah,
and we obviously don't want to repeat of the same incident between Wall and Weitz. But Mattia is going to stay behind Rodrigo for the time being as they're going to head down to the hangar straight once again. Jimenez is just going to have to hope as Dragovic has a look to the outside, but he's going to switch to the inside as they head into Stowe corner. And there's Dragovic on the inside line as this is the battle for the lead now. Dragovic on the inside. Jimenez leaves the space as they head into Vale. Jimenez trying to force Dragovic as wide as possible. They're going to go through Vale. Dragovic on the inside line and he takes the lead of the British Grand Prix. Mattia Dragovic, the Serbian, finally leads a Grand Prix in Formula 2 again. And the Dams driver is into the lead with a very, very nice move. He put Jimenez under pressure and he went through. Fantastic stuff from Mattia Dragovic. And he now leads on lap 219. He leads the British Grand Prix.
Definitely a clean move there for Dragovic. I thought for one moment that Jimenez might made a mistake into the very game with that Celsius curse, because definitely that is a bit of a dangerous. See the Fraser now catching up to. That's
Konishina.
Yeah, Konishina. She's still in P9 for the ART, but now she has Dan Fraser right behind her now, so she might have to be a bit careful with her moves now. As of course, I repeatedly said that every single time into the maggots that you don't want to make that corner.
Yeah, you do not. But. Yeah, Fraser, he already got Martinez for P10. He's now looking at Konishina for P9. Fraser making a charge through the field. This really is the race where the old dogs start to shine. I say old dogs as this is a junior series, but you get what I mean. You know, you got Dragovic taking the lead, Fraser making a charge to the field. For those who remember Fraser's charge to the field in Bahrain 2017. Where he started P6 and came home to take the victory. Absolutely fantastic race that was, as Mattia Dragovic now sets the fastest lap of the race. He is looking in prime form to take his first win, as he already leads by 1.8 seconds. It's absolutely massive.
Yeah, that is a massive pace there, because yeah, you see Jimenez, I think his last lap was 147, but Dragovic goes 146, so yeah, Jimenez might have lost a bit of he might have used a bit of the traction going into, well, when he leads the race, and he might use up all the tires. So now as we see Hidayat just right behind Nikhil Volji in 3rd place, and also Will Parrish in 5th place, and now we're back on to Emil Nielsen, who's trying to catch up to Jean-François Bellet. I mean, that ton rolls, Jesus. Sorry about that. But below, also, yeah, in the ART, still trying to catch up to Adia Bacchus, yeah, one of the RBTR's World Football Series drivers. At least it would
Just
help the
a
lead.
just a self plug right there.
Wait, what? What just happened?
Oh yeah. You are a funny one, Pausa. Either way, there's below putting the pressure on Audi Tiabagus as they head through Maggots and Beckett, and now through Chapel they will go. Emil Nilsson in the mix here as well in the battle for P13, as below then with DRS is going to try to go on Bagus. Nilsson looking for a way past the Frenchman, as well as below not close enough just yet as Matija Dragovic once again another fastest lap for the Serbian. We could have Dragovic finally picking up a race win, and imagine the long wait he's had to go through to finally pick up his race win. 3 whole seasons it has been, and it's going to be fantastic for him. That is if he does obviously come home with the victory. We never know. Obviously, flashback to last year's British Grand Prix where we had, I believe it was Fernando Tost lead the entire race, all the way up until the last lap of the Grand Prix, where Rosetta Martinez made a move on the inside to take the race lead away from Tost on the final lap to come home to take the win. So with Britain, you never know. And this race also has you can see the position gains from the start, and Dragovic obviously he's taking the lead now. Nikhil Walji made up 2 positions at the start as Will Parrish fell down 2. We can see that all the crashes have led to immense position gains from some of the guys. Olsen's up 3, he's into the points. Kanishina and Fraser into the points as well. They both.
Busy, buddy.
Here we are.
Okay, we're back.
We are back. But yeah, Poca making up 7 positions, and then Bagos and Bilo up 4. Nilsson obviously he crashed at the start, so he's down a few positions. And then Silva up 4, so he started last. And Weiss and Walla don't count because they are DNFers. And I believe we haven't had this many DNFers in a very long while in Formula 2. We haven't had a race like this. Usually the drivers keep it very clean. Even though this is a junior series, we don't have a lot of DNFers, but now we actually have. And yeah, it is interesting.
4 DNFs so far. Yeah.
Yeah, we head down the Wellington Straight. Below not making any gains on Bargos just yet, as Nilsson still chasing down the Frenchman as they head through Luffield. Dragovic leads by an immense amount, 4.1 seconds. He's absolutely pulled away for the race lead, and you know it's fantastic to see finally that he's getting into the zone of the Formula 2 machinery. Obviously he has been on the podium a few times before, Matija Dragovic, as he has about, I believe, only is it 1 podium. I have to double check that. If Matija Dragovic has been on the podium, I think I don't know if he has actually. I'll come back to you on that fact. But yeah, he's speaking of the devil. He's currently set the fastest lap. But you can see these 3 are still very, very close. The battle for P13. Oh, late launch for Emil Nilsson. Is that going to work as he hops over the curb? And that's not really done him the greatest of favors, as he has gone across the curb. And he got very poor exit out of there.
Maybe not, because Jean-François Below also made a mistake there, coming off the very chicane. So yeah, he closed up a bit, but still not really close enough for Emil Nilsson.
Yeah, I mean now they're obviously now the gap between Boggers and Below is a bit further. It's a bit more than what it used to be. That's to put it simply. Yeah, we'll see, it could just turn into a 2-way battle between Nilsson and Below for now, but we will see. Meanwhile, here is the teammate of the race leader currently, Håkon Olsen, the Norwegian, in P8 at the moment. Obviously, I think he'd love to join his teammate on the podium at the moment, but he's still going to come home with good points for the team as he's chasing down Alex Broster, the home hero, for P7. Yeah, Matija Dragovic only has 1 podium to his name. So, Yeah, he's only scored a podium once in his career. That was the Hungarian Grand Prix in 2018 in Formula 2. As Daniel Fraser now very close to the back of Emilia Konishina. But no move just yet for the Brit.
And yeah, here comes Fraser now into the Vale chicane and into the next to the club corner. And yeah, still can't find the pace. Still has to go right behind Konishka. And yeah, so he still has to stay behind. But he's just trying to wait patiently, but the time is actually running out. There's only about 5 laps to go.
Yeah, there is 5 laps to go in this British Grand Prix. But Daniel Fraser, obviously, he'd like to secure a point at the moment. He's P10 in the championship standings. But Emilia Konishina, as we said, for the championship contenders, every little point is going to matter for them. So Konishina is going to do all she can to hold on to that P9. As that will help her to get at least ahead of Matthias Poco in the championship standings for P3. Obviously, I think the best thing for Konishina would be if she was up on the podium, then it would be a guaranteed championship lead for her, but some things just don't go your way sometimes. You know. But yeah, we witnessed a lot of bad luck in Formula 2. You think to the 2017 season finale, where you had, I think, was it 6 drivers that could win the championship, and the top 3 was Thomas Mandic, Milka Singh, and then Linus Timell. And yeah, Timell led the championship into the second to last round.
Ooh.
Yeah, you can see very, very close to the Vale chicane there. And you had Timell leading the championship by about 5 points it was. And he scored 0 points, and all of his championship rivals finished on the podium. So it was really the worst possible result for him. And things like this in Formula 2, where it's a spectators and it's so incredibly close, you do get bad results. And it does hurt you quite a lot. So yeah, that's why I say every little point matters, because the tiniest of margins could be the decider between victory and defeat in Formula 2 when it comes to the long run.
Yeah, definitely. The long run is you try to score the points to at least be in the championship standings. But if the luck ain't going your way, well, you're definitely gonna get dropped, like down to the bottom, or maybe just like drop the positions on the championship standings. But as we see now, Will Parrish on the back of Adam Hidayat, only 0.03 of a second. Actually 0.3 of a second, and he looks to try to move on to Stove. Could he be able to try it? I don't think that might not be enough gap. He will stay behind Adam Hidayat.
Yeah, he's gonna have to stay behind Hidayat for now, but Adam Hidayat is losing time on Nikhil Walji for the time being. Either way, Paris is gonna want to get past the Indonesian as soon as possible. He's been trying the entire race, but he has not been able to get past the Indonesia for the time being. Same goes for this little gang of cars. You got Bagos, Bilo and Nilsson, and they got Eduardo Silva there just joining in there in P16, and nothing here has really been happening for the past few laps. We'll see if someone decides to try a move here or there.
I think they will definitely be having some moves there for Jean-François Bilo and the rest of the packs. But yeah, Baggers has to watch out on the back now because he has the ARC. I think that's will be UNI Virtual OC as well. Here it goes into Brooklyn's, and now we'll switch back to Daniel Fraser, who's still yet to try a move on Emilia Konishka. So we have to wait and see when will he make the move. But now back to the fourth place battle between Adam Hidiat and Will Parrish. They're still pretty close to each other. It's now three tenths of a gap. It's a bit higher gaps than the last lap. Could he try to go for the inside? No, I don't think he can't. And Daniel Fraser still right behind. Oh, he might have lost a bit of time that he slows down. Yeah, it's now half a second gapped. I think he might have lost a bit of traction coming off a chapel. I don't exactly see where he did, because I saw some smokes on the chapel corner. So I don't know if he just went off the track and losing a bit of time.
Yeah, it could possibly be a little bit of a mistake from Fraser, as he lost time on the straight. There's another battle brewing here as well ahead of Fraser and Konishina. It's Olsen and Alex Broster who are gonna go at it for P7. As Daniel Fraser has a bit of a look on Emilia Konishina, but he lost a bit of time on the turn into Aintree that was. But he's gonna be late on the brakes into Brooklyn, so he's still trying to hang on to Emilia Konishina. It's not going too well for Fraser, unfortunately. At the moment, he's stuck behind the
there in 9th place, even though she lost a bit of a time wear. But yeah, I think she held on pretty well, as we see now Uncle Olsen trying to overtake Alex Broster. He's really close on the back of that Campos as well. We see Fraser now is being under attack now by Rosetta Martinez. Martinez trying to go down the inside into Stove now, and they're going to be alongside each other into Stove. Very almost contact there. Fraser still holding on the outside. There is Martinez on the outside into the Vale chicane. They go. Into the slotted curve they go, and Fraser has to yield for the position back to 11th place. Rosetta Martinez now into 10th place, and now we're into the final lap of the F2 British Grand Prix.
Yeah, that was a shame for Fraser, but that's Martinez back into the points, as he was overtaken by Daniel Fraser a few laps ago, if you remember. But we're gonna see if Fraser can get past Martinez, as he's only got this lap to do it, as they will round Aintree for one final time, and down to the Wellington straight as well they will go. You see, it's Konishina, Martinez, Fraser, and then Matthias Poco there in the back as well, as they head through Brooklands. No one really gaining an inch on each other at the moment.
Yep, they did probably use up a lot of tires there, coming off now into Woodcote, and then into Cobbs. I don't think Martinez has maybe enough gap, but I think maybe 4 tenths of a gap that might make up for it. And Conditioner still hangs on there, and don't do that, Uncle Olsen. Don't ever do that, man. That is just so risky there into Maggots.
Yeah, he's really scaring us. But question is, where's Matija Dragovic? I believe he's coming around the final corner. It's been a long 3 years for this man, but it finally comes to an end. Welcome to the Winners Club, Matija Dragovic, as he wins the British Grand Prix. And what a delight for Matija Dragovic. There's going to be Rodrigo Jimenez on the podium, followed by Nikhil Walsh returns to the podium. But the battle for P10 is still going on, and Martinez is round! Oh my goodness me! Drama at the final corner, and it's going to be Daniel Fraser who takes the P10. There's Nilsson and Bilosa as well, but where's Martinez? He's stuck! Oh my goodness! It's Martinez, he's out on the final corner, I can't believe it!
Absolutely horrendous move there for Daniel Fraser. I don't know, but he definitely touched, I saw that on camera. So, man, and with that, the Vale chicane as well, that is definitely one of the most controversial moves I've ever seen.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
This race ended in drama, and it stopped in drama as well. But yeah, I think now I can finally breathe out. It was an absolutely fantastic race. Very action-packed all the way throughout to the end. And yeah, let's go through the final classifications then. Matija Dragovic, a race winner at last. He is, as he wins the British Grand Prix. Rodrigo Jimenez comes home a P2, I believe, for a first podium. That would be in his Formula 2 career. Yes, that would be correct. Nikhil Walji back on the podium as well this season. Another P3 for him. And there's Adam Hidayat, P4. That's a total of 12 points in the bag for the Indonesian driver. Will Parrish finishes P5, followed by Ron Shotanos, the other BWC Arden, in P6. And it's Alex Broster, scores points in his home race, P7. And Håkon Olsen, the Norwegian, in P8, followed by Emilia Konishin and Daniel Fraser, who just got into the points controversially. But those results are still pending, as they will be investigated after the race.
Definitely, and there is the rest of the top 20. As you see there, Matthias Pogo came back from, well, I think he started 19th, I believe, and makes up 8 positions gained, and almost into the points. But I think Fraser's cases, that might maybe give him the points for Poco. Diabakis only 12th place today, and then Jean-François Bilot in 13th place. Emil Nielsen just about to avoid all the carnages and finishing 14th, but he definitely caught up in the first lap accident at the Abbey corner, so at least it's a damage limitation for him. And then lastly, it's Eduardo Silva, who finished the last classification driver, and also with Rosetta Martinez. I don't know if but yeah, that is just unlucky, and I think the stewards definitely going to have some words with both Fraser and Martinez for that accident. But I think he will be classified into 16th place. But yeah, and then Welts will finish it in P17. Daniel Wale retires as well. Same with Welts. And then also with Kuben Grossen will not finish the race at all. He has DNF on the first lap carnage alongside Richard Sundevik in P20, and that's 5 retirements and only 15 finishes in this race.
Yeah, I think that's the lowest we've had in a very, very long while. But that is all she wrote for Formula 2 at the British Grand Prix. That was an absolutely fantastic race, wouldn't you say?
Well, I can definitely say that it's a lot more chaotic than I thought it would be, and it could just be in the same level as my league, to be honest, with that amount of crashes. But yeah, overall action-packed race, and it's just absolutely just yeah. But that 3 years long wait for Matija Dragovic, definitely a well-deserved win for him.
Yeah, it's really, really heartwarming to see Dragovic finally at the top step of the podium. And he's been chasing a race win for so long, and he finally gets it. So it's fantastic to see the Serbian up there for the race win. So it's great. But yeah, driver of the day then, Pausa. Who would you give your driver of the day?
Oh, this is just a tough one. This is just a tough one because a lot of drivers make a lot of good forms in this race. But I gotta give to Matija Dragovic. He definitely deserved the win, and he demonstrated being one of the veterans in F2 here in Assetto Corsa Offline Championships. And yeah, he fully deserved it, and he's right down in 7th. Mind you, after the Austrian Grand Prix, he was 17th on the standings. So now with this win, he will definitely move up to about, I think, top 10 in the standings. So definitely a big congratulations to him, and definitely my driver of the day.
Yeah, I would have to give it to Matija Dragovic as well. It was an absolutely fantastic performance from him, and it's been 3 years in the making this for Dragovic, and finally he's able to pull through for the race win, and it's fantastic to see. Dams get their first race win as well in in their Formula 2 history. So it's fantastic to see Dragovic and Dams finally up there at the top of the podium. So Matija Dragovic gets both of our Driver of the Days. But that is it then for Formula 2. Thank you so much for watching. It's been an absolutely fantastic race. We've had drama, we've had action, excitement, all that you can ask for. And it's what makes Formula 2 the best. But yeah, that is it then for F2. We will see you tomorrow for the Formula 1 British Grand Prix at the Silverstone circuit. So make sure to stay tuned for that tomorrow at the same time as we always do, 5 p.m. Central European time. But yeah, Pausa, any words before you go?
Well, I mean, could I even like a little bit advertise on my league of what's going on in my league? I guess.
Sure, I guess you can sell the plug. Go on.
Okay, so yeah, as we've seen from, I mean, if you haven't heard about the my league, the RBTR World, or basically the International World Tour Racing League, has now just about to go into the next season for season 4, actually, for the World Formula Series. You might also can check out in the, well, I don't think he I don't think Turtle would put my league's link on the description of the live stream right now. But yeah, we'll have a calendar announcement on 17th of July and some trailers for the new series, the Junior Formula 3 series, and the existing World Formula Series League at the 26th of July and Sunday 31st for the World Football Series. So yeah, make sure to actually maybe just a little check out on my league as well as the ACOC, because these two are pretty good leagues, to be honest.
Yeah, make sure to go join Paul's league and show him some love. But that is it for the ACOC then today. It has been a very good race, as previously mentioned, and we will see you tomorrow. So I'll be Mir and FG.
I've been Pausa.
Thanks so much for watching. The ACOC returns tomorrow.